Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Wowzers. Finally, episode 100 is here. And today, we're going to be doing a $100 stack for our DCA gang. Maybe, if we hit 10 concurrent viewers, we'll do a $1,000 stack for the show. Shout out to Mr. Carl Black. First comment of the episode. Let's go, Carl. Shout out to Boise, the Boise, Idaho local guidesman. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Boise in the house. What's up, guys? Keep doing that homework. Nice job. Study. Learn as much as you can. Shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. What up, Leonard? Thanks for tuning in today on the very special 100th episode of the SATS Show. Wow. Super excited. Matthew in the house. Let's go, Matt. Matthew in the house. Round of applause for Matthew from the live studio audience. Round of applause to Old Man Bill's BTC. $1,000 buy-in today, Bill, if we hit 10 concurrent viewers at any point during the stream. If we hit 10 concurrent viewers at any point during the stream, then I'll do a $1,000 DCA. A $10,000 stack for me. Wow, let's go. I wish, Bill, if I had that sitting there, I would totally. Okay. All right, let's get things kicked off with, you know what's coming. The SAT strength. Man, there it is. The SAT strength. We highlight the number of Satoshis you can buy for a single dollar today to make you guys aware that it's less and less every day, right? As the price of Bitcoin goes up, you need more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of sats. And so today, once again, we're below 3,000 sats per dollar. You can only get 2,825 Satoshis for a single dollar. Why is that important? It's important because some people that are new to Bitcoin maybe don't understand that you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin at once to get started. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin, and those fractions of a Bitcoin are called Satoshis. Just like a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis. So you don't need to invest $35,399 right off the bat. You can start with $1, $10, $15, $20, whatever your exchange minimum is. Or if you're buying it, if you're buying your Bitcoin, I'm spacing on the word, guys. Come on. If you're buying your Bitcoin non-KYC style, whatever limits apply there, right? Anyway, the point is that you don't need to have a lot to get started. You do need to have a lot of money saved up to get started in things like real estate. What up, Phil? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Phil. Well, it says concurrent viewers. If we hit 10 concurrent viewers, the stack for today is going to be $1,000 for the show, guys. If not, we're going to do a $100 stack. We usually do $10, but today we're doing a $100 stack because it's the 100th episode. Okay? All right. Let's continue on. Let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you'll have 28.25 Satoshis. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. 7 concurrent viewers. You guys are making me sweat. If we get to 10 concurrent viewers. My name on X is Roman Castro. At Roman Castro. On X. There it is. So anyway, the whole point of highlighting this is, again, to let you know how cheap Bitcoin is right now. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin, which are sats. And today, for a single penny, you can buy 28 Satoshis. When Bitcoin hits $1 million, 1 cent will be equal to 1 Bitcoin. And you'll look back at this very episode and say, dang, this dude was right. He told me that it was... I should have bought it. Thanks, Leonard. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Awesome. Leonard's been here since the beginning. Me, Leonard, just staring at each other in the eye, awkwardly, trying to get this show off the ground. Thanks for tuning in, Leonard. Let's go. All right. That's what we have for the SAT strength. Next, oops. Sorry about that. Next, we're gonna jump into. I don't know. I think you posted our next. Let's go. Thanks, Matthew. Thanks for doing that. All right, so we're gonna jump into what we like to call here the why we stack segment, and it's just a little orange pill for those that are new. I wouldn't even call it an orange pill anymore. I'm gonna call it more like an orange crumb. Just a little hint to let you start down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, right? And I'm gonna go with the old classic here on the show, okay? Which is the best thing that would appeal to somebody that's new to Bitcoin, right? You're working 2 jobs and an Uber on the side to save for whatever it is you want to buy. The down payment on a house, your car, the car of your dreams, or just a car, right? Something, a big expense for your house, or a big event you might try to do, like a wedding or something, right? And it's down the road, and it's not in the immediate future. When you save for things like that in the dollar, you're slowly leaking value. Let's go, Phil. You're slowly leaking value. But when you save for those things in Bitcoin, your goals come towards you instead of being slowly drifted away from you. Okay, the example used here on the show has always been that when you save in dollars, it's like swimming upriver, and when you save in Bitcoin, it's like being on an inner tube on the lazy river towards your goal. Okay, because you don't have to do any additional work besides just acquire Satoshis, hold the Satoshis, and over time, just the nature of Bitcoin, because it's the hardest money, because it can't be inflated. The value of the asset relative to the rest of the economy will go up. So, again, that used to be the example I gave at the beginning of the whole season of this show, or the beginning of the show. But now, it makes more sense. It's a better idea of what's going on these days to use this example. I better not cut the show short like this. No, I'm sorry about that, Bill. The idea of saving in dollar is now more like trying to swim up a waterfall, right? You're trying to swim up a waterfall of money printing, and you're trying to work harder than they can print the money, right? And it's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out if you save in dollars. It's a way that the wealthy get wealthier, because they have assets that appreciate, like Bitcoin and like real estate, right? And the people that don't have those big assets that appreciate against the dollar will lose, right? That's why the wealthy keep getting wealthier, and the not so wealthy, or the poor people, keep getting poorer, because they have to work harder and harder for the same weaker dollars, and you just can't keep up. That's why you have to have 2 jobs and an Uber on the side just to make ends meet for now, until you won't even be able to do that, right? Most people these days can't afford for a down payment on a home, because as they save for that down payment on a home, their savings are worth less and less, and the thing they're trying to buy, the down payment for that home, for example, will go up as the money printing happens, but their savings won't go up as the money printing happens. So your goal is always getting pushed away from you, right? So that's why we save in Bitcoin. That's why we stack, and that's just the beginning of it, right? Gradually, over the process of you understanding how Bitcoin works, and how the saving in Bitcoin is improving your life, and making things cheaper down the road, you will eventually, on your own, hopefully realize that stacking sats is not just for the sake of stacking them and selling them down the road for more dollars. It's stacking the sats for the sake of holding on to those, because those will continue to appreciate forever, right? In perpetuity, because of the capped supply, right? So down the road, you'll realize that not only has it gone up, but it'll continue to go up. And then you'll have that choice of like, hey, should I even think about selling my Bitcoin? And the answer is no. Don't sell your Bitcoin ever. All right, let's see. That's what we save. What we don't need in the immediate future. Plan for, I would say, 4 to 8 years, which is like 2 cycles. Bitcoin cycles. And the reason I say that, because that's the minimum, right? When you think about today, what was it like to have? What would have been like? What would it have been like 10 years ago if I knew about Bitcoin and just went all in 10 years ago? Can you imagine what that price was? Right? Imagine like how many Bitcoin you could have now, right? So who's to say that won't repeat itself in 10 years from now, right? In about 2 cycles, right? In about 2 cycles, everybody who's in there now stacking their hearts out and stacking hard as they can, in 10 years, that would be based on the 4-year Bitcoin cycle, right? In about 10 years or 8 years to be specific, you'll have the effects of 2 cycles, and your Bitcoin that you're holding now will be worth a lot more in the future, right? So that's the worst case scenario if you're stacking right now. That's a worst case scenario, right? The next scenario is this. Let's say this ETF gets approved, right? The volume of money that's going to come into Bitcoin is so big that it would be the equivalent to multiple cycles happening. So instead of waiting the 8 or 10 years that it'll take for 2 cycles to happen, you are actually getting a shortcut. So you're like teleporting into the future, like 10 years, 8 years, your Bitcoin stash, right? And so we don't know when the ETF will get approved or if it gets approved. Let's say it never gets approved. The ETF just goes away and nobody approves the ETF. It doesn't matter, because the Bitcoin cycle is still going to happen every 4 years. And in 2 cycles, your Bitcoin will be worth a lot more, right? So worst case, again, is waiting the 10 years or 8 years. And best case or one of the best case, another best case would be for the ETF to get approved, and then you can skip over those 10 years or 8-year waiting period, right? Or even crazier, let's say like the rumor has it that Taiwan is trying to make Bitcoin legal tender. If that were to happen, who knows what that'll do to the price, right? And then let's say all that stuff piles up, right? One country goes in and then says that's going to be legal tender, and another country jumps in too because they don't want to be left behind. And next thing you know, they're racing each other to get as much Bitcoin as possible, and that's going to pump your bag as well. And on top of that, ETF gets approved. It's wild. The potential is wild, and the only issue here is for you to be out of Bitcoin, to be at zero, and you don't have the advantage of front running all of that potential movement, right? And if you don't know what front running means, it's like a common term in like stock trading and stuff. It's kind of it's a negative thing, I guess, because if you know somebody's gonna go and buy something, you go and buy it ahead of them, and then you sell it to them for a higher price, right? So you're actually, but in this case, we wouldn't sell it to the banks or to BlackRock or anybody, right? Anyway, that's what I have for the Why We Stack segment. The opportunity here is so huge. And I don't think we're going to have another opportunity like this in the future. When the ETF gets approved, I say when because it sounds like it's going to get approved soon. When it gets approved, let's say it gets approved or it doesn't get approved, and the 2 Bitcoin cycles happen 10 years from now, you wish you could come back to this day and stack as much as you could, just like you wish you could go back 10 years from now and stack as much as you could, right? Nothing has changed, right? As long as this keeps happening, right? As long as the money printing and the debt keeps going up, and as long as this is happening, right? It doesn't matter who's in power. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. It doesn't matter at all, because they're just trying to figure out which way to point the money printer. They're not talking about shutting that money printer off, right? The money printer's going to keep going, and as long as the money printer keeps going, the thesis that Bitcoin will continue to go up in value will go up. Will remain in play, right? Until, let's say, they cap the money supply, which would be never. The price of Bitcoin is always going to reflect the inflating weaker dollar. So Phil says after this bull run, I think it's going below 60K. After this bull run, I don't think it's going below 60K. See, that sounds about right, Phil. Like, imagine Yeah, it's crazy. It's just so much potential. There's so many things that could make the price go up relative to what could make the price go down at this point. Because I don't even think banning it somewhere, like even if the U.S. banned it, I don't think it would make that. I mean, it would make an initial it'll make an initial drop in the price, but what other exchanges are left to collapse? Maybe Binance, but Binance is already not operating in the U.S., right? Coinbase, right? But they're probably going to get backed by like BlackRock and stuff, so they're probably going to continue to exist. Like, what other big negative Bitcoin things might happen, right? And in the end, those big negative Bitcoin things just turned out to be good buying opportunities, right? Because the thesis still stands, right? It's Bitcoin's got the limited supply, and you compare that to an unlimited supply. Like, as long as those things stay the same, like, it doesn't matter what anybody says or does, right? People are going to realize that it's a store of value and it does better than saving in dollars. And that's the basics, right? All right. So with that said, we've been buying Bitcoin here on the show, $10 a day since May. And it's time to check out our current stack in the stack recap. You should do 1K smash buy. You're running out of time. Your future self will thank you. All right, let's do a poll. Let me get in here first. We'll do the stack recap, and then while we're doing the stack recap, we'll do a poll. Let's see. Poll is 100th episode. Buy. $100 or 1,000 smash buy. All right, well, the poll's going out. You guys vote on that. Okay. We started buying Bitcoin back in May. $10 a day. We started at $5 a day. We bumped it up to $10 a day once we moved to Swan. But we're up 23% for the show stack. And these numbers are just here to spice things up. But what's really important here is that your Satoshi number goes up. Okay. So on the show, we've spent about $1,600 and we've accumulated 5.7 million Satoshis, and current retail value is about 2,000. So this is a reflection of, again, the dollar getting weaker. So if we wanted to buy the same amount of Satoshis at today's price, it would cost us $2,000, and we got it for just 1,600. So it's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal. As the price of Bitcoin and stuff continues to go up, the goods you buy, in this case, we have our burrito index. I like a burrito a certain way, and I know the burrito costs me about $13.70. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, even though the price of the burrito is not changing, the price I pay in SATS is going down, and it continues to go down. So the more you save in SATS, the cheaper things become once you get on that Bitcoin standard. Let me read these comments real quick. Matthew, 2 messages up. Okay. Should do a one. Yeah, I saw it, Matt. I'm gonna do that maybe. Let's see. After this bull run, I think. Okay, got it. Coinbase will custody the BTC for many of the ETF. I think that's true, Phil. That makes sense. And if they do that regulation where they don't let you withdraw if like, you know how Gemini's doing that, I don't think Coinbase will do that. If they did, I think a lot of people, I don't know, that's tough. That's tough. You should do a 1K smash for running out of time. Your future self will thank you. 1K will look better if you do clips this video when prices are up 6 figures. That's true, right? That's true. That's true, Maddie. We got to do that. All right. 67% says $100 stack, 1,000, and 33% says $1,000 stack. Why, guys? Where have I failed you? Why not do a $1,000 stack? Right? This was a test. Okay. 33% of you passed the test. Okay? Why wouldn't we stack 1,000? We don't care if Bitcoin goes down. We don't care if Bitcoin goes up. We just want to have as many Satoshis as we can, no matter the price. Okay? No matter the price. So, although I did put a poll up here, and I wanted to see what the sentiment was, let me tell you guys, a $1,000 stack is the least we could do. Okay? So I'm going to end the poll at 50-50, but I'm going to give it to the $1,000 stash. I don't mind if we didn't get 10 concurrent viewers. I'm 100% okay with that, right? All I care about is that you guys are here and are getting the signal and understanding that a $1,000 stack now of money that I don't need in the immediate future is going to serve me better down the road, right? We're passing up on eating that one marshmallow now so we can have 2 marshmallows in the future, okay? It's just as basic as that. It's as basic as that. It's a low time preference. Okay, that's a stack recap, a little bit sidetracked, but that's a stack recap. It's time for what we came to do, and that is, it's time to stack the mother load of mother loving sats. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And we'll review Leonard's burrito in a second. Don't get me wrong. We're going to review that burrito in a second. All right, here we go. As you guys know, I like to stack with Swan. Exclamation point Swan in the chat if you want to see something cool happen. There we go. All right. Buy now. Oh no, Swan, not 100. 1,000. $1,000 stack today to celebrate the 100th episode of the Stack SATS show. We're going to be doing a $1,000 stack live during the stream. And if it's your first time here and I haven't sent you 1,000 sats yet, say hello in the chat. I will send you 1,000 sats right now live during the show over the Lightning Network. But first, let's take care of business. Let me do a preview of this buy so I can get all the stats and not dox myself. There we go. Copy. Oh, dang. We're doing this. We're doing this now. There we go. Bringing it back to the screen so you guys can see the actual stack happen. There we go. All right. Here we go. Oops. This one. All right, there it is. We're buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us $9.90 to run that transaction. Cut the music. Here we go. Can't trust him. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. Buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin today, November 7th, to celebrate the 100th episode of the Stack SATS show. We're doing a mega stack. Here we go. Dumpster truck. Giant stack coming through. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Clip that. We'll be back in 10 years and be like, bam, told you. Or in a week. Drummer got tired. Drummer got scared. Keep drumming, drummer man. Let's go. The biggest purchase we've done on the show to celebrate the 100th episode of the Stack SATS show. Let's go. Let's go, Swan. Oh! There it is. There it is. Just like that. A mega stack. And what happens after you stack? Jeez. You feel like I just put this out on Twitter. This morning. This is how I feel when I stack. I'm about to show you guys right now. Give me a second. There we go. Where am I? Some of you guys might have already seen this. That soundtrack is how I feel right now. Stacking for the future, right? This is how I feel right now, though, inside. Gee! That's me right there. That's me walking out of the Swan Bitcoin Exchange. So I'm about to transfer all that to my private keys held to my private wallet, to my self custody wallet. Look at that's me. Chee! Walking away with 2 bag loads of SATs straight into the self-custody wallet, guys. Straight into the self-custody wallet. Okay, I kid, boys. I kid, but that's it. That's how we do it. We stack for the future, right? I've been selling so many things out of my garage. I've been looking through there, walking around, like, hey, I see SATs there. I see SATs there. I haven't used that thing in 6 months. I haven't used that thing in a year. What? I still have that thing? All of that gets listed and OfferUp, eBay, Craigslist. Everything that you don't need right now needs to go, because when that ETF hits, you're gonna wish you did that. You're gonna look at those things in your garage that you haven't gotten rid of yet, that you don't use, with resentment. You're gonna say, I hate you for not selling you when I had the chance. Okay, sell that stuff. Get rid of all the crap you don't need. Simplify your life, and use that value, convert that value that's sitting in your garage, taking up space, taking up rent, and convert it to SATs. Right? Convert it to SATs. Every single SAT counts, guys. Every single SAT counts. Dang. All right. Leonard, not the kayak. Leonard, I have 2 kayaks, guys. I've been trying to sell 1 kayak. I'm just gonna smash sell that thing, dude. But anyway, the show must go on. Let's update the browser and see how it destroys our let's see how it destroys our our sheet. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Is that the one I'm sharing? Okay, we're gonna update the spreadsheet, guys, with the buy from today. All right, here it is. We have 5.7 million Satoshis right now. Our average buy price is 28,507. Let's see what happens to these numbers once you input the latest buy. Sheesh. 11, 7. I almost forgot to do this part. 23. Here we go. Smashbot at 35,000. 597 was the actual price we got on this bad boy, and we ended up paying $1,009.90. We're gonna count all that because it's part of the price of getting it. So we're gonna count that as a part of the price of purchasing it. Okay. And the yield for this is, it's so crazy that to say it's 0.02809.260. Dang, just like that, we've got how many? 2.8 million Satoshis to the stack. Let's see what the stack does. All right, this little formula here, it takes into account the amount of Satoshis we bought at that price. The one at the top just tells you like so it bumped our average buy price to 30,000. That's not bad still. We're still below the current price. All right. Let's see. Oh my gosh, just like that, dude. We went from 0.05 Bitcoin to 0.08 Bitcoin. We're now way closer to 10 million SATs than we are to 5 million SATs. And just like that, slow and steady, or in some cases, smash stacking. I know, old man Bill, it could have been the top, but I'm okay with that because in the long term, this isn't the top. In the long term, this is the bottom. Okay, it's just a matter of scope. It's a matter of scope. And with that, we'll see how that ages. I think it'll age well, but we'll know in the future. Okay, and we'll just keep track of it. We're gonna continue DCA. We'll be back here tomorrow and the rest of the week, Monday through Friday, stacking. We'll go back to our $10 stack, $10 stack a day, $10 per episode, and continue to try to get to as close to 1 Bitcoin as we can before the halving happens. Okay, or before the ETF happens too. All right, that's what we got here. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, where was I? Back here. yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, do leave it in the chat. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the SATS Show. We try to keep it real simple, guys, real easy. Think of this show as a gateway. Oops, just fat fingered by 100,000. No, let's go, Bill. You just bought the top as well, my man. No, this is good. I've like I was saying, I sold a few things. Oh no, I'm not cutting it short. I shouldn't cut it short. I just run out of things to talk about. And I don't want to waste you guys' time if I don't want to just ramble up here, right? I think I've rambled enough, but still, the excitement is there for me. I see the comments or like the people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna wait for the dip. What if the dip never comes? You know, what if the dip never comes and there's people still waiting for that 10K dip? You know, there's people still waiting on the sidelines when it was at 15.5, and I was buying as much as I could at the time, still trying to sell stuff. People that were buying at people that are sitting on the side saying, you know what? I'm gonna wait for 14,000 when it was at 15.5. I'm gonna wait for 10,000. There was even people saying that it was gonna go to 8,000. Can you imagine if I would have been sitting there waiting for 8,000 or 5,000 or 14,000 or 10,000? Dude, I would have missed the boat. And look, it's going up now even more. Anyway, yeah, it's a crazy. Price is moving up since the smash buy. Yep. See what I mean, Phil? I'm telling you, dude, we're driving the market. All right. Before we go, we are going to talk about burritos. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love burritos. Burritos are the best. I enjoy a burrito with any protein. It could be chicken. It could be carne asada. It could be al pastor. It could be carnitas. All those delicious foods. But I really don't. I don't like the guacamole in my burrito, and I don't like fries in my burrito. I don't like rice in my burrito. The tortilla is the carbs. Okay, I don't need extra carbs in there, but I do like. So the protein, beans, cheese, and sour cream. That's it. Oh, nice. Bill eats the bear burritos. Nice. Round of applause and a rim shot for Bill. Nice job. That's very cool. Yeah, but to each their own. What is your favorite burrito besides bear burritos? That's so funny. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get 10,000 concurrent viewers. Oh, we already did the $1,000 smash buy, so we're good. Phil, there's a 118 times multiple. It really did 118K to market. Wow, that's crazy. Leonard, I love rice on the side. I don't like it in my burrito. I'll have like a plate with like the main dish and then like the rice and the beans on the side. I could do that, but I can't do the rice and the burrito, dude. It's weird. So many different kinds of carbs. Yep. It's wild, dude. Bill, what'd you do? Phil, what'd you do? Look at the prices going like crazy. It's almost at 30. It's almost at 35,800. 35,800. It's pumping, dude. See? Our smash buy, everybody said, oh man, going all in. Dang. See, it was probably a Bill with his fat finger, $100,000 buy-in. $100,000 stack, smash stack right there. Jeez. No, it's wild. So a lot of you guys in here already like are pretty much like Bitcoin maximalists. You guys know what's going on, but I have my group of friends that I'm trying to help, and that's the main reason I started this show, is like to find a way to onboard people into the Bitcoin idea without scaring them off with the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin could be pretty intimidating. You know, you gotta understand a lot of things with the way the money works currently before you can understand the benefit of Bitcoin, right? So it's a difficult topic to grasp, especially if you're not committed to it, if you're not trying to learn it actively. Like, it's not something you could just share with somebody like in an elevator pitch, you know? Like, what would be your elevator pitch for Bitcoin? If you only had, I don't even know how long an elevator ride is. Let's say if you only had about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to explain Bitcoin, what would that be? Now, that's what I need to come up with. I need like a Bitcoin elevator pitch, right? But how do you explain that the money's broken and that Bitcoin is a way to isolate yourself from that in 2 minutes, right? It's wild. It's crazy. And then there's so many angles, so many benefits that so many ways to look at Bitcoin that you kind of have to know who you're talking to in order to explain that benefit to them first to keep them interested, right? Jesus, Bitcoin's still going up. Oh, it's about to hit 36,000. It just nudged up a little bit more. Oh my gosh. Either way, 1K smash buy is oops. The little heart gets in the way of 1K smash buy is much bigger than 1K. That's true. That's true. Just in the span of this episode. Oh, okay. I see what you guys are talking about now. Well, no, I've heard 118 to 193. I wish I would remember where I saw 193 with multiple. That's crazy. Gee, dude, I don't want to. It just keeps going up. Oh, dude, it's 100 away. It tapped 35,900. It's about 100 bucks away from hitting 36,000. I think that smash buy was timed just right. Jeez. Bitcoin is a way to oh, here we go. Let's try this. Okay, here we go. Very nice, Bill. Thank you so much. Bitcoin is a way to set off predictable rules. Yeah, Bitcoin is a set of predictable rules for money while taking away the inconsistent decisions away from humans. That makes sense. Multiple is for the market cap, Roman. Okay. I need to look into that, Phil. I need to look into that. Okay, I see. Bitcoin is a way to... That makes sense. That's the angle of rules without rulers, right? Where it doesn't matter what somebody who's in power, it doesn't matter who accumulates more Bitcoin, they still can't change the rules of Bitcoin. And so therefore it's not corruptible, right? Like a person could be. You could be the person with the best intentions and the best heart, but with enough money that it's like the $1 Million Man said, everybody's got their price, right? What would the $1 Million Man's name be if adjusted for inflation? Riddle me that. I'm asking, this is a Q&A section, doesn't mean I can't answer you guys questions. What would the $1 Million Man's name be in today's money? What is that? What would the $1 Million Man's name be in today's currency? If you don't know who the $1 Million Man is, you're slipping, okay? WWF wrestler, the $1 trillion man. Let's go. Jeez, right? That's crazy. Sakamoto. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a Bitcoin shirt with the $1 Million Man on there, but adjusted for inflation. I'll make a meme out of it. I'm gonna make wrestler memes with adjusted for inflation. Oh, nice, Phil. That's a good one. Sailor. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. Or RoboCop. Okay, very nice. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? You know what I also thought would be pretty funny? If you took all the movies like Ocean's 11 and like Mission Impossible, all those heist movies, right? And like would those heist movies exist in a Bitcoin standard world, right? Like you take all those movies and you try to remake them in a Bitcoin standard, and like you probably couldn't break into a bank and steal someone's Bitcoin, right? Because it's in their seed phrase, right? If I have it memorized. Anyway, who are you bringing on as a guest speaker? Jeez, Bill, I feel pretty comfortable interviewing people. I don't feel comfortable with, I don't know. I don't think I've earned my Bitcoin chops yet. I'm just a guy on the internet trying to help my family and friends. But it's like that meme of the Giga Chat of like the wall standing next to some kids, and he's like super big. That's how I feel when I'm talking about Bitcoin to my family and friends. But when I talk about Bitcoin to real Bitcoiners, to experienced Bitcoiners, it's not their first bear run. I feel like I don't know enough to keep up with like Nico and Opti and those guys. Those guys know so much. I don't know. I feel a little bit intimidated by it, actually. But that said, we do have to push beyond our boundaries and weaknesses and try to improve. So I'll see if I can get a guest on. Oh, thanks, Matt. Very nice. Oh yeah, British Huddle is a awesome dude. He's trying to get people to get to 1 Bitcoin as soon as possible, which makes sense. Oh, okay. I'll check this out, Matt. That's cool. I'll check this out to learn about that. I'll come with time. It'll come with time. Yep. And then Phil, like again, like I'm on here and I'm just putting it out there. If it means that one other person starts to get curious about Bitcoin, then I already win. You know, I've actually already won, right? The few people that I have orange peeled, and I say peeled, have orange pilled, and I've walked them through setting up their first wallet. I've walked them through just getting started and understanding how it works, how to set up their seed phrase and get their coin off the exchange. That's so rewarding to me, because I know down the road, if they stick to it, they're going to be so much better off than they are now, right? So even if I help one more person, that's like, even if I just convince somebody to take a yeah, that's what I used to think it was, Bill. I used to think it was orange peeled, like peeling a banana, but no, it's orange peel. I know, I get it, but sometimes I still say orange peeled. But anyway, just if I could get somebody that's new. Oh, I have a story for you guys. Okay, this is my story time. Okay, story time. I made a Bitcoin hat for my little store. It's a print on demand shop, guys. It's not the best quality, but it gets me the stuff I want to wear that's not out there, right? It's called bitcoinerscloset.com. Anyway, I made a hat, and I received it the other day, and my youngest kid, he's like, "Oh, can I wear that?" And I was like, oh, "Yeah, you can wear that." So I let him wear it, right? So he wears it to school, and he goes to an after school program, and one of the coaches there sent him home with a little paper, a little post-it note with an @sweat coin, $ sweat coin. And he told my son to tell me to check that out. And I was like, oh my gosh. I wrote that dude a letter. I wrote that dude a message. I wrote that dude a whole note. And sent it to him with my son this morning. I even took a picture of it. I'm gonna edit the picture and I'm gonna take off some of the names, but you can see what I put. I'll post it I'll post it on X later. But they're everywhere. S-coiners are everywhere. But you know what? My initial reaction was like, "Ah, man, who's this guy? What's he telling my kid about this S-coin?" But my second thought was like, "Wait a minute, this guy's already into crypto. He's kind of trying to figure it out. Let's get him on the right track." So I wrote him a nice letter explaining that anything but Bitcoin is a pump and dump, and that if you wanted to give me a call anytime, I left my phone number on there. You can call me. We can talk about it, and that he should really check out a book called The Bitcoin Standard. Real basic, real easy. I didn't even tell him about the show, but eventually I think I might get him to watch the show, hopefully. And it's like that, just like little touches here and there, and then hopefully that guy will realize the error of his ways. I was a poop coiner before. The way I got brought into Bitcoin was that'd be cool, Bill, to bring him onto the show. That'd be cool. The way I got into Bitcoin was through, and Leonard knows, we used to play. I make videos. I make fishing videos, guys. I make fishing videos on my regular YouTube channel. Kayak fishing mostly, but we catch tuna. We catch little bay bass fish, mostly saltwater fish. And so I had all the equipment and stuff to process videos, to edit videos, and I had a graphics card to do that with. And then during the pandemic, I started getting into like video gaming and playing video games with like Leonard and some other friends of mine. And then on a random fishing trip, one of my friends told me about I think it was like told me about like two of my friends. I went fishing with two of my friends, and they were talking about cryptos and S coins and all that stuff. And like I was like, man, that stuff's for criminals, dude. Bitcoin is for criminals. All that stuff is for criminals. That was my attitude. I was like totally like, I guess what they call it, black pilled. I was like, I'm not touching any of that stuff. You guys are crazy. And they're like, no, it's pretty cool. You should check this out, blah, blah, blah. And they kind of like got me into the headspace of kind of just looking at it, right? And I was like, all right, I guess I'll look into it. And I love technology. Like Leonard knows, I love technology. Like I'm always about trying to learn new stuff. So when I started looking into it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I guess I can mine coins with my graphics cards. Oh, I have a couple graphics cards, one for my editing station and one for my gaming computer. So I have two graphics cards. So I was like, whatever. I'll start mining just because I have the graphics cards anyway, and electricity is pretty cheap. And why not? I could make some money off of that, right? So I started mining Ethereum, and with those two machines, and I saw that I was actually making some money, right? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's cool. So then I would mine Ethereum and just like hold it, right? And then I started looking into it more, and I was like, you know what? Actually, I could probably buy some more graphics cards and just set up a whole rig with a bunch of graphics cards, right? How we all had exactly our poop coin phase. I know, Phil, for sure. So I was, you know what? Long story short, here I was with two mining rigs worth of graphics cards. So I had 12 graphics cards, and then plus the other two that were in my gaming computer and my editing station. And I was mining away, making some good money on Ethereum, and then Ethereum went proof of stake. Right? They changed the rules on us, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. What am I gonna do with all this? Then I started looking at other stuff and what should I mine next, and the whole time I was like kind of trying to avoid Bitcoin. I was like, it seems like it's like the older one, and I don't understand it, right? I didn't want to understand it, I guess. But oh yeah, and then the other thing was like it was so expensive to get a miner for Bitcoin. Like a miner, like an S19J Pro was like $15,000. I was like, I could never get into mining for Bitcoin, so I'm just gonna mine Ethereum and then sell it for Bitcoin. And eventually, I don't know how. I think within the YouTube space of like doing research onto like what to mine next and all that stuff, I eventually came to like some Bitcoin videos, you know, and then like probably like the most, probably one of the ones that I could point to the most where I feel it was like one of my main orange pill moments for me was like probably watching like one of Sailor's videos where he's getting interviewed by I'm spacing out on the guy's name. It's not the Breedlove interview. It was an interview with I don't know. He interviews UFC fighters too. I forget his name. Anyway, and then that kind of got me going down the rabbit hole of Bitcoin, and I was like, oh wow, this is what I should be doing. So then got rid of all of my Ethereum holdings and all of my other stashes of altcoins that I had. No, waiting for them to pump. And I was like, all right, it's gonna be Bitcoin all the way, and then I just kept going there, and eventually I was like, okay, well I gotta sell all these graphic cards, and now like the same ASIC miners that cost like $15,000 during the all-time high, you get those miners for like $1,500, right? They drop like 10x, right? Or 10 divided by 10, they drop by 10 anyway. And like I was like, oh well, okay, well I went through and set up my house to do like 220 volt 30 amp circuit to do like my mining rigs. That was going all in, guys. I was going hard. I was like, you know what if I just take all this infrastructure I set up for my miners, get rid of the graphics cards miners, and just set up like S19Js, right? So I went and got a couple of S9. I got my first S19J, like 100 terahash miner. That thing was so loud, but it was so awesome. I was like, okay, here we go. Now I can convert electricity from my solar panel system directly into Satoshis. And I was like, dang, there you go. It's like straight up sunshine to Satoshis, non KYC. And I was like, dang, that's cool. So I was like, hey, now let's get some more of that. So I went and bought my second ASIC miner. And that's what I'm running. I run that off my solar system when it's a good rate, and get my non-KYC sats that way. But I'm still stacking on the side too. So it's probably not very cost effective to set up a miner if you don't have cheap electricity. But right now it's probably better to just buy sats than to try to mine them. But if you're like security conscious, and yeah, that's good, Bill. That's a really good point. It is a write-off. But you are getting your non-KYC sats that way, as long as you save those sats to a different wallet than your main stash that you've been buying on exchange. Right? That's true, Bill. And then yeah, actually before I got the S19Js, I did get like a little Apollo BTC miner. It does like 3 terahash, and that's pretty cool because that one you could do that as a lottery miner. And we haven't talked about that yet during the show, lottery mining. But this is my little, besides those things I already mentioned, I went ahead and learned how to do this little nerd miner. Nerd Miner 2. You just need a little circuit board, and you can download the firmware for it, and it actually runs a little miner. Like this one's doing. There it goes. What's it doing? 56 hash. Is it hash? Oh no, 56 kilohash. So it's guessing at the next block of Bitcoin, 56 kilohash, right? And if this little guy hits a block, that'd be 6.25 Bitcoin, dude. But what are the odds? The odds are like near impossible, but it's so cool. I love this little thing. Like I showed my boys how to install it, and sometimes we'll run it outside with the solar panel. So that's like free guesses on the Bitcoin network. It's a free lottery miner right there. Okay. Every 10 minutes, you might come up on 6.25 BTCs before the next halving. If it's the next halving, 3.125 BTC could be a reward, right? Just to have it running, and it's actually helping the network, right? It's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild idea. But anyway, that is what's going on here at the SATS show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad you guys were here. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did enjoying hanging out with you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, I'll see you over on Simply Bitcoin. If you're not subscribed to this show, subscribe now, please. If you are not subscribed to Simply Bitcoin, go over there, say hello. I'm in that chat all the time, causing havoc. Phil's in there, Old Man Bill BTC's in there, Matthew's in there. That's the advanced that's the advanced class, okay? That's the advanced class. Don't get scared. Just go in there, listen to what they have to say, have some fun, and I'll see you in that chat. If not, I'll see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. You have a great one, and remember, smoking is bad for your health. Saving in dollars is bad for your wealth. And if you ain't stacking, you're slacking.